we finally reached here. All right, we finally reached the big event, the show that I have, or the movie that I have been waiting to rewatch for a good while now. Scream! There you go. Well, this is the collection. Um, hey, what's going on, Shadow Bear? Yeah, Happy New Year's Eve is right. R.I.P. Betty White. Yeah, I know, man. I just saw that earlier. She was 99 years old. Lake Placid. Um, oh, well, Scream 4 is not in this, but I do own Scream 4 separately. In fact, I probably need to rebuy um, all of them on Blu-ray. So to be honest, I don't know how much longer that particular collection is going to stick around. Hey, Happy New Year to all of you. Let's go. We're getting ready. I haven't started it yet, just yet. Okay, wait, before I need to put the subtitles on. Yes, definitely. Can I do a watch along for Tremors? I mean, sure. I guess eventually. I'm pretty sure I reviewed all of the movies. Um, so I'm gonna give people, if only Betty White lived for 18 more days. Yeah, 18 more days, and she would have been 100 years old. Man. Um, all right, let me make sure that you guys can see me. I'd like to. 2 weeks, I know. Okay. Is that better? No? Is that too low? I guess that's okay. Yeah, 2 weeks. I know. Was there another Tremors movie last year? I don't know if it was last year. Definitely the year before. Um, but yeah. What if I end up watching all four Screams? Yeah, that's not happening. That is not happening. But I do appreciate the excitement. I know I'm excited. I hope you guys are. Well, I don't know if everybody plans on watching the movie tonight with me, but if you do, I'm going to give you like another minute or so to get caught up. I have my subtitles on. I should probably turn the volume down a little bit, or otherwise I'll get hit with a copyright. That makes sense. Shots, I have my shots. Yes, yes, I do. I'm debating on what should the shot theme be. Um, should it be like every time somebody gets killed, or I don't know. I don't know. I haven't 100% decided just yet. I think what makes the most sense is every time a kill happens, take a shot. Because I don't remember exactly how many people die. Hey, Connor, what's going on, buddy? Appreciate you joining. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how often I'm going to do these Scream rewatches, because I do need to also do all of the second, the third, the fourth. I want to do all of that before the new one. A kill and when Dewey makes a weird face. Well, if I do that, then I'm going to take a shot every single time Dewey shows up on screen. Oh, you just found out Betty White died. Yeah, yeah. That's sad. I was debating on rewatching The Proposal because Betty White's in that movie. I can't pretend like I know a lot of Betty White. movies. Obviously, The Golden Girls is what she's the most known for. Yes, the new one comes out on the 14th, so I only have 2 weeks, really. Um, do you ever watch full movies with DVDs with cast commentaries? Yeah. Um, I'll tell you, when I first started collecting movies, I was all about, like, I would watch the movie and then I would watch it again with the cast commentary. Um, Cabin Fever has like 5 commentary tracks. And so I rewatched that movie so many times just because I wanted to listen to every single different commentary track just to see what the hell else could they talk about for that often. All right, so it's been almost 6 minutes. I think that's a good enough time. Happy New Year. Thank you, Connor. Happy New Year to everybody. Um, So I think we're gonna get started. We're gonna press play. I hope you guys are ready. I'm pretty excited to. This is my favorite horror movie of all time, by the way. Happy New Year, Shadow Bear. All right, so we're gonna press play. If you guys are ready, in 3, 2, 1. All right, we're 4 seconds in. Dimension Films is what I'm looking at right now. All right, let's put the controller down so I don't fuck anything up. Scream! I love it. I love it. The logo, the person screaming, and then the phone ringing. Look at that. Drew Barrymore, right off the bat. This is so funny because of like Drew Barrymore being, the biggest star at the time in this movie. Oh, yeah, I'm with you. Drew Barrymore, very attractive, circa 1996. Let's go, Tyron. Yes, Drew Barrymore does have her own, like, her talk show, right? Um, I love this opening. This is also my favorite opening to a horror movie ever. Um, like, opening scene, opening kill, whatever you want to call it. This is it. Scream has a lot of my favorites, which is probably why it's my favorite horror movie. But it has my favorite opening kill. It has the little girl from E.T. Yes, that was at least one of, if not her first movie, right? She's making popcorn. She's getting ready to watch a movie. I like how she's like, oh, just some scary movie. Kind of weird that she's talking to the killer this much, right? Like she's sort of. I mean, she probably figures, oh, I'll just talk to this dude until my boyfriend arrives, whatever the fuck. Scream is very influential. It changed the landscape of horror at the time. I love them referencing like Freddy Krueger. They're gonna mention the guy with the white mask, Michael Myers. How many Scream movies? There are currently 4. The 5th one is coming in 2 weeks. Hey, I hate Facebook. What up? You never told me your name. Why do you want to know my name? Because I want to know who I'm looking at. Oh! There's an unrated cut of this? I wonder if that has the version where her boyfriend gets his guts ripped out of him or cut out of him. That's interesting. I should probably look up an unrated cut. The shirt is dope. Oh, thank you. Yes, I was trying to show off the shirt a little bit. You guys can see that. So that's a great moment when he says, "I want to know who I'm looking at," and then she goes, "What?" And he goes, "Oh, I want to. I want to know who I'm talking to." Why isn't it called Scream 5? I don't know, man. I don't. Um, we're probably gonna have to watch the movie to see exactly why. Maybe there is a reason in the film. Yeah, the Friday the 13th question. That hasn't happened yet, but it is a great, like, if you ever want to test somebody's horror knowledge, that's a great question to trick them up on. Who is the killer of Friday the 13th? Because 9 times out of 10, people are going to say Jason. Even if it's just on instinct, if it's just they're not even really thinking about it, they just hear Friday the 13th. What do you think of? You think of Jason. How many people truly remember and know that the mother's the killer in the first movie? Yes, I love how the conversation started out playful, flirty even a little bit, and as soon as he says, I want to know who I'm looking at, Drew Barrymore instantly changes her demeanor. This moment here, when the doorbell rings and she screams, great acting from Drew. She's phenomenal right now. Um, and then the phone rings and she screams again, like, oh, she's so good. She's so good. It's like you almost hate the fact that she gets killed so early, um, to see what your insides look like. Yep. Uh, or else my boyfriend would be here any second. Every time she says that, I always think of the part in Scary Movie when she says, and my boyfriend will be here, and he's big, and he's black, and he has a big... Stupid. Because she says he's big, and he plays football, and he'll kick the shit out of you. I'm getting scared. I'm shaking in my boots. Steve. Oh, poor Steve. Oh, man. How do you know his name? Turn on the patio lights. Again. Fuck. Kevin Williamson, who wrote this film, let's give him praise. Before I praise Wes Craven, and before I praise the actors, which I will, Kevin Williamson, we have to point out how great his writing is, specifically in this scene. Yeah, no, that was the point. They purposely made us think that Drew Barrymore was the main character because it starts with her. And look at the posters. The posters, the DVD cover. If you've never seen this movie, and if you don't already know, you see Drew Barrymore front and center on the cover of this goddamn movie, and you think, oh, not only is she probably the main character, but that's a well-known actress. I know Drew Barrymore. Who doesn't know Drew Barrymore? And so they fully took advantage of that. The problem is that a lot of horror movies, even today, don't have the balls to do shit like this. Yeah, I heard her talk about that. I heard her say that that I think they wanted her to be Sydney, and she said, I think I should be the girl at the beginning. Yeah, I did hear that it was her idea to be Casey, and she was a big enough actress to kind of get her way, right? If she wants to be Casey, then it's like, oh, okay, sure, you can be Casey. Scream 2 is free on YouTube. Wow. Well, good thing I own all of the Scream movies, so I don't have to worry about that. Name the killer in Friday the 13th. Here we go. That's where we're at right now. No, I did not know that website had that, but I will have to check that out. It's Jason! Afraid not. No way. I see that movie 20 goddamn times. Then you should know Jason's mother, Mrs. Voorhees, was the original killer. Hey, Bree. How's it going? We're just geeking out over Scream. I know this is something that you've been wanting me to do for a while, so I hope you're with it. As good as some of the other films were, the first one is the best Scream. Period. Okay, I am very curious about that, Ryan. The unrated version of Scream. It's a shock that I have not seen that. I've seen the deleted scenes that show a little bit more gore and stuff, but I haven't seen the movie put together with all that stuff. So, that's interesting. Answer the question, and I will. What door am I at? Oh, Oh, Skeet Ulrich and Matthew Lillard, they are the best. They're the best scream killers that we've ever had. We've had some other good ones. We've had some pretty lame ones, but Skeet and Matthew are, yeah, they're two of the best. Between their acting, between their motivations, it's great. It's great. They're the most believable killers. Oh, they're the popcorn's on fire. I love how she's not even acknowledging that. She's holding the knife. She's shaking. Gotta love the suspense build. Yes, yes, the suspense in this is amazing. Um, Even her seeing the killer run across her living room or whatever that was, and I love how this is something smart. She's backing up out of the house. I do like that. Although this movie especially made me think I will never ever get glass doors or glass, walls. The type of glass house that she has, no, no. Imagine naming your son Skeet. Yeah. Every time I hear Skeet, I think of that little John song. Right? Skeet, Skeet, Skeet. What the fuck? Oh, here come her parents. I think that's her parents, right? They're in the middle of nowhere. You have a glass door? Oh, Connor. Well, good luck to you, man. That would scare the hell out of me. You know? You get yourself in a situation like the strangers. Yeah. Like this scene right here where Ghostface is just right in front of her. Breaks through, grabs. She hits him with the phone. But yeah, that is something about Ghostface, about how he just pops up. Because he's a person. He's not somebody like a Jason who's just going to walk towards you slowly, or Michael Myers. He's just a dude who he needs to run. He needs to jump on you like this. This one shot of him grabbing Drew and stabbing her in the heart. Holy fuck. Brutal. I love that it's no cuts. That long take. I remember, I don't know if this was the commentary or the interview, where Wes Craven said that the MPAA were like, that shot is way too graphic, way too realistic. You need to cut it. And Wes Craven had to lie and say, it's the only shot that I have of the kill. I can't cut around it. Sorry. He only said that because he wanted to keep the shit. So good on Wes Craven. That's an amazing shot. Uh, Freddy Krueger scared you the most as a kid? Kenny Cameron eating Cheetos made me crave it every time. Yeah. Oh, this is her death scene. All right, it's time to take a shot. The knife comes down. Oh fuck. And the parents, man, the parents coming home to this mess. You know, the popcorn's on fire. The place is filled with smoke. Casey's nowhere to be found. The part where her mom picks up the phone uh, and hears her daughter being murdered. Yeah, I guess she could have. What is better, Scream 3 or Spiral? Spiral. Or at least I would rather watch Spiral. I don't know. I mean, Scream 3 has its moments, but it's goofy as all fuck. It's so goofy. And I hate the killer in Scream 3. Oh, this is terrible. So, first, the father tells the mother to call the cops. She gets on the phone and hears her daughter die. Then he tells her to go to the neighbors. She goes out of the house and sees her dead daughter hanging. Oh, brutal. That shot of Drew hanging dead like that is horrifying. As funny as this movie is, as silly as like the Randy character and the Dewey character, and as over the top as some of the moments are, this opening scene is like, it's scary. No silliness, no goofiness. It's horrifying. It's scary. It's filled with scary images. It's a hell of a way to start your goddamn movie, and so that's where we take a shot. Um, Didn't they get that from a real kill? You know what? I don't know if it was like specifically a certain serial killer, but Kevin Williamson definitely got a lot of um, aspects of this from real life stuff. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But okay, so we're taking a shot to Casey, to Drew Barrymore. One horrific kill. Woo! Yeah, Jay and Silent Bob do have a cameo in Scream 3, and I hate it. I don't hate them. I just hate that, like, they did that. So here comes Billy showing up to Sydney's bedroom. Her father just checked in, and as creepy and as obviously the killer that Billy is and acts, I do like that Billy, the way how he talks about movies, like it's kind of creepy because I relate a little bit to the way Billy talks about movies. Shots every time Billy looks creepy. Oh god, I'd be dead. I'd be dead. I would not survive the night. There's not one shot where Billy doesn't look creepy. Every time he's on screen, he looks like a creep. But yeah, the way how he shows up and he's talking about how he's watching a movie and it was edited for TV and he couldn't stand it. Like, yeah, I relate, Billy. Fuck, you know. Him and Sydney having a PG-13 relationship. You know, him wanting a little R-rated. You know, especially high school me, yeah, hell yeah, it was all about, you know, trying to take what you can get. Shots when Stu sounds incriminating. I'm watching Cobra Kai season 4. I'm like, oh, nice, double A. Yeah, I still need to get on that. And when I say that, I mean season 1 of Cobra Kai. Do you think Legends will be canceled after this season since Katie Lotz cleaned out her apartment and leave? Oh, I haven't watched Legends this season yet. I haven't started it yet. I have the episodes DVR, but I haven't gotten to it yet, so I have no idea what's going on. It is weird because Billy is so creepy and he is so weird, but he is a good-looking dude. It's just I don't know. I'm trying to imagine the first time that he hit on how much do I need to pay you for a Buffy stream? Oh, yeah. I hate to say like, oh, you need to pay me for it. I will do a Buffy stream, or I know what you did last summer. Um, are you talking about I know what you did last summer the show? Because I did do an I know what you did last summer commentary. It wasn't live, which you know, obviously I do more live stuff now, but I did do a commentary for I know what you did last summer, and I still know what you did last summer. I don't know if it was last year or earlier this year. I don't remember when I posted that. Um, do I remember the scream? What was that? I missed that comment. Damn. All right, here's the high school. Here we go. Sydney flashed it, by the way. Uh, yeah, there. I know what you did last summer. They did make a TV show it's on Amazon Prime, and I only watched the first 4 episodes because they released all of that at once, and then I think every episode was weekly, and I never went back to it. So I guess I need to go back to that if I need to. Tatum, I think Tatum is a very underrated character. What's your favorite kill in this movie? Oh, we already saw it. Drew Barrymore. Your favorite kill is Tatum. Tatum is a decent kill, although I do think her trying to go out of the doggy door or the cat door, whatever that is, I think that was insanely dumb of her. Billy climbing through Sydney's window just got me thinking about Nightmare on Elm Street. Yes, yes. I think that's what Wes Craven was going for. I, Wes Craven obviously directing both movies, and Billy looking a lot like young Johnny Depp. I definitely think that's the vibe he's going for. But yes, my favorite kill in this movie is without a doubt Casey. Drew Barrymore's death scene. You can't. You can almost complain that this movie starts off with such a high, such a big kill that maybe no other kill meets that level. But whatever. Here we go. Deputy Dewey, or yeah, Deputy Riley. Sorry, I have a nephew with. Uh, huh. Here we have Henry Winkler, the Fonz. Did you rewatch the Who Is It music video? No. The Who Is It music video. No. Henry Winkler covered in bees. I like the scene of all of them talking because, I mean, you can debate whether or not like would all of them really be friends with each other. Like, would Jamie Kennedy really be hanging out with people like Stu and Billy? Maybe he's just hanging out with them because he likes Sydney, so he's just trying to like hang around them. He's the fifth wheel, obviously, so that sucks. But okay, now here's the part where Stu sounds very incriminating right now, talking about how you cut somebody. Like, dude, come on. He's not even. And Randy revealing that Casey dumped Stu, and so that's motive for why Stu would want Casey dead. Um, Maybe that's why they started with Casey. If you try to figure out why the killers killed the people that they killed, obviously Sydney is the main goal. But killing Drew Barrymore because of her dumping Stu makes sense. Uh, I love Jamie Kennedy. Yes. Did you put her liver in the mailbox? Exact same scene that I'm watching right now. And here's Billy looking creepy again. Liver alone. Huh? Anybody? Live her. It was a joke. Do a live watch for Little Nicky. I've never seen Little Nicky. So if I did do a live stream for Little Nicky, it would be a first time watch. So I don't know, man. I've heard bad things about it. So Shaggy. Yeah. It's weird. I do think of Shaggy when I think of Matthew Lillard first instead of this movie. He's so synonymous with Scooby Doo now. So Sydney's not mom. Her mom's dead. Sydney's father must be a rich motherfucker. This house is insane, and even her porch has how many tables and chairs? And I mean, holy fuck! And she has a cell phone that works outside of the house. I mean, granted, if she leaves the area, it probably won't work. But and not a cell phone, but I mean a house phone. Her house phone, she can go out in the balcony and still use the house phone. Very cool. For 1996, of course. But yeah, this is. I don't know. This is a fucking sweet house. She's clearly not hurting. I don't know what he does for a living. He had to leave for the weekend. Um, how did they convict Cotton with little evidence? Um, well, I wouldn't say they had little evidence, right? You had an eyewitness with Sydney. Sydney claimed that she saw him there at the house, and also the jacket. The real killer was wearing Cotton's jacket, and it was covered in the mom's blood. which I think the killer, he left the house wearing the jacket, but then left the jacket somewhere and they found it. I don't know. Something along those lines. But I think Sydney, as the eyewitness, was the big blow off. That's really how uh, he got it. You know, if Sydney doesn't testify and say, "Yeah, it was him," like I saw him. If she doesn't say that, he probably doesn't go to jail. Um, and so that's why Gail goes so hard aggressively at her. That's why Cotton is so aggressive with her in the second movie because, and I don't want to say Sydney lied. She definitely thought it was Cotton. So she wasn't lying when she said, "Yeah, I saw him." But she was wrong. She was wrong. And so that's her mistake. Here, she was just watching the news. She sees a picture of her and her mom. She's going to pass out, take a nap. I'm describing in case people aren't watching along. And we have the transition where it's about to be dark. That's the only thing I hate about taking naps, which is why I usually don't take a nap, even though I should sometimes, because I stay up late. I hate taking a nap because when I wake up, it's night. Like I feel like half the day is already gone, even if it's just a 2-hour nap. It's like I miss too much time. Uh, Tatum is calling, and it's fucked up. The way how Tatum so casually is just like, "Oh, you know, don't worry, Casey and Steve didn't die till after 10 o'clock. We're good." I mean, it's sad, but that's how real life people would talk about fucking a real life murder, even if you knew the people or if it was close to you or not. And I think Tatum mentioned a Tom Cruise movie where you get to see his penis. I clearly never seen that movie. All right, second phone call. She's talking to the killer. Scary night, isn't it? With all the murders and all, it's like right out of a horror movie or something. Oh, I love. Now she thinks it's Randy. It doesn't sound anything like Randy, but I could see why she would think Randy would say something like this to her. And she's saying you did something to your voice. So there you go. And I do like Sydney making fun of horror movies. Some stupid killer stalking a big-breasted girl who should always be who should go out the door, but she runs up the stairs. She's not wrong, but I like it because she ends up doing the exact same fucking thing. I'm not Randy. There has to be like a voice changer that makes your voice sound like. There you go. Have I seen Serial Mom? I don't know what that is. No. Sean William Scott should play Stifler to be the killer in Scream 6. What? An American Pie Scream crossover? You know what? I would not have hated that if this was like 1999. But now, either way, that probably still would be better than that Scream MTV show. Now, I don't know if this is the smartest thing for Sydney to do, but I do love how she says, "You know what? Fuck you. I'm calling your bluff. I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna be like, you're full of shit." Because technically, he is. I mean, he's there, but he's not right outside her door, and she's calling his bluff. And I love when she starts picking her nose, and she says, "Come on, if you can see me, what am I doing? What am I doing?" You know, Sydney doesn't have a lot of moments to show personality. She's pretty much just not the damsel in distress, but she's the girl who's being pursued, and she's having to play scared and nervous for most of the movie. This is like the one scene where she gets to kind of be fun. Even in the sequel, she doesn't really have a lot of chances to be fun or to be like that type of girl. Oh, you want to die, Sydney? Your mother sure didn't. Fuck you. Oh, there he goes. He just came out of. Was that the closet? I don't know what door he came out of, but here we go. We have the first fight between Sydney and Ghostface. It does make you wonder, who is this? Damn, when he slams her head in the fucking ground like that, I always thought that was brutal. I know it seems like a simple act, but it's he gave her a concussion, possibly, right? She locked the fucking door, so she couldn't go out the door. She's going up the stairs like she just made fun of. But yeah, I mean, I would assume that this is Steve, because well, Billy comes through her window fairly quick after this guy leaves. And I thought the whole reason why there was two killers is that one of them did the calls and the other one did the actual killing. They would switch off. They would take turns. When you first seen Scream, who did you think the killer was? That's a good question. See, when the killer leaves and when Billy comes in the window, it's too fast. That was definitely Stu. The first time I saw this movie, man, it's been so long since the first time I saw this, and I've seen this so many times that I don't think I remember. I mean, I want to say Billy, and I only want to say that because, yeah, the fact that he has a cell phone. I love how that's the big suspicious moment. It has to be Billy because he has a cellular phone. But no, they purposely make Billy suspicious. They purposely make you look at Billy and go, huh, not only is he acting creepy, but and then he gets arrested. Obviously, this is to throw us off. But I want to say that first time, I think I just thought it was Billy. I don't think I thought it was two killers. I definitely didn't expect that, and I didn't expect Stu to be involved. That was a surprise. Yeah, I know some people make fun of the fact that Ghostface trips and falls or gets knocked down easily, but I like that. I like it's more scary to me the idea of a real life person who is, living, breathing, um, is coming after you. Oh, you a sus of Randy. Yeah, I never got that vibe from Randy. Um, I mean, maybe in that first scene where he talks about the liver and the mailbox, maybe that scene. Am I watching WWE Day One tomorrow? Maybe. If I do end up watching it, maybe I'll do a live stream on Twitch. So yeah, um, the two killers threw us off guard back in the day. We also expected one. Yes, I think that's the big twist. I don't think they're trying to shock you by having Billy be the killer. I thought that revealing that Stu was also in it. Do I have any movies on VHS? I did, but stupidly, I got rid of all my VHSs. All the ones I had as a kid. So, yeah. Yeah, if I might end up doing more watch-alongs on Twitch. So, like, if I do a watch-along for WWE Day 1 tomorrow, that will be on Twitch, twitch.tv/ReviewKingMB. I'm probably going to try to do more watch-alongs on Twitch. You have all your Disney VHSs? Nice. That's smart. That's smart. I wish I was as smart. I was like 14 when I got rid of all my VHSs. I never had the Star Wars VHSs, but if I did, then yeah, keeping those would have been a smart bet. Did I see the Cinderella? No, I did not. Nope. I think I've seen enough Cinderella movies. I've seen at least 5 different versions of Cinderella. It's like, how many more are we gonna do? Now, I actually like this moment a lot, where even Billy's father is looking at him like, "You went out last night? What?" Like his father's looking at him like, "I don't fucking trust you, dude." Look at his father. His father's like, I think my son's guilty. That explains the strayed relationship with his father. They don't dwell on it. They don't have. This is the only scene that we really see with the father, right? But it's enough to show us that, like, yeah, his father doesn't trust him. Doesn't, there's no connection there. Um, Him turning to stare at Sydney was always creepy, and we never see the father again. Well, I think, do we see the father in Scream 3 in the video? Um, when the killer shows the video and shows him talking to the mother, right? Or he shows him talking to Billy. I don't remember if we see. I think we see the father go into the room with the mother. I don't fucking remember. I don't know. Fuck Scream 3. And then him yelling at Sydney. You know, it wasn't me. Blah blah blah. I do like how the costume is easily sold at any store, so anybody bought it, anybody's wearing it. What about the cellular phone? That's good shit. But yes, I was saying earlier that Tatum is a very underrated character. I really like her as Sydney's best friend. Um, I I wish that they kept her around for at least another movie. Like if you killed her in Scream 2, it's like, all right, that would suck too, but all right, fine. Um, I like Rose McGowan's energy, and I like how she treats Dewey like shit. And I shouldn't like that. I shouldn't, because I like Dewey, so I shouldn't like his sister treating him like shit. But she's funny. There's something about the way that she says the shit. You know, Deputy Dewey boy. Like, I don't know. It's her delivery that really makes it work. Yes, there is a scene where the janitor is dressed like Freddy, and if you want me to blow your mind, um, the janitor is played by Wes Craven, the director. So obviously that was a reference to him directing Nightmare and this. All right, here's the scene where Gail is interviewing Sydney. I'll send you a copy. Bam! Super bitch. Nice shot. Where'd you learn to punch like that? And see, and I love this moment where Tatum is like, "Bitch went down. I'll send you a copy." Bam, super bitch. I don't know. I very much like Tatum. Tatum was in Charmed. Yes, Rose McGowan was in Charmed. Yeah, I've never watched Charmed, but I do know that she was on that show. Yes. Um, Rose McGowan, I know she's had some issues as far as like stuff that she said happened to her in Hollywood and all of that, and so all that sucks because it sucks that we don't see her anymore in anything, and that we haven't seen her in anything. Um, really, like the last movie I think I remember her being in was that Conan the Barbarian remake with Jason Momoa. I didn't see the movie, but it didn't look good, so. All right, here we go. Hello, Sydney. So he's calling her again, poor Billy boyfriend. So this is actually smart. Billy gets arrested, and then she gets a call while Billy's in jail to make her think that Billy's innocent. She stopped acting in 2008. Well, that would explain it. Well, there you go. Um, but how much of that had to do with the shit that she said happened to her in Hollywood, right? Producers and people who fucked her over. Dewey answered the phone. Hello. Man, this movie's flying by. I feel like we're already way too far into this movie. I feel like I haven't even really talked about. I don't know. I could talk about this movie for hours. Oh, here is the only shot of Liev Schreiber that we get in this movie. Um, it's insane. Now, he probably wasn't really that well known, but to have such a small role, Liev Schreiber, and then to go on to him having such a big role in the second movie, and then thankfully he's a really good actor, so it worked out, to keep him around, and then he obviously is very well known today. Um, but it's so funny to me to go back and see him in that quick little snippet on the news there. Even him looking at the camera, it's almost like he's looking at Sydney, like, you bitch, you did this to me, you put me in here. Um, I like that Dewey is driving them to school. There you go. I mean, I'm not saying Dewey's the best protection, but hey, it's better than nothing, right? Okay, what the fuck, Linda Blair? Like, Linda Blair playing the reporter who goes up to Sydney and says, "How does it feel to almost be brutally butchered?" Like, what the fuck? Any more tact, maybe? I don't know. And I like how Gail is just doing her makeup. Gail, in this movie, she's such a horrible person, Gail. She's terrible and she's unlikable, but Courtney Cox is so good. Courtney Cox is so good that she's one of the only. Scream made me love horror a lot. I'm right there with you, Brendan. Um, Courtney Cox is one of the only actresses that can pull off this unlikable character and make me actually not want to see her get killed. It's insane. Any other, annoying character, bad character, it's like, no, I want Gail to die, right? If it's any other scenario, but Courtney Cox is so good that I'm glad they don't kill her. I'm glad she sticks around. I'm glad that her and Dewey have their relationship, and it makes her a better person for that. All right, so here we go. Yeah, Parker Posey is the perfect example of somebody else playing Gail and being horribly annoying. Happy New Year, Caleb. Happy New Year. Who would you have survive? That was the main three instead of the three we have. See, that's tough because I don't know if I would swap out any of the main three. I would have liked to have saved Tatum. At least saved her till the second movie. You know how in Scream 2 when Sydney has the black roommate, the black girl? Um, like I don't really care about that girl. I don't really have a connection. I don't really buy that her and Sydney are that close. I think there's one moment when that girl says that like she's Sydney's best friend, and it's like, who the fuck are you? Um, if that was Tatum instead, if that was Tatum who was her roommate, it's like, well, we buy that history, we buy that connection, we buy that they've been friends because we've seen it. And then if Tatum dies in the second movie, uh, I think it would hit a lot more. Yeah, I just I would have kept Tatum alive and had her as her roommate in the second movie. Now I don't know who else you kill off in the garage. Like I wouldn't take away that scene. All right, and here's some by being an asshole running through the fucking halls. Woo-hoo! Woo! So, like, and that's such a high school kid. Like, definitely somebody in high school would definitely do that. And Stu finding that funny definitely adds to the character. Yeah, I would have kept Randy alive in Scream 2. Yeah, yeah. Yes, Linda Blair, who was in The Exorcist. Yeah, she played the reporter who goes up to Sydney and says, "So how does it feel to almost be butchered?" Blah blah blah. And then Dewey has to fucking separate her from her. Yeah, it's a quick moment, but and I didn't know that until I saw the commentary and was like, "Oh shit, that's who that is." Um, because she looks very different. She's much older. Um, the one thing that you have to give it up to these movies, as much as I'm saying I wouldn't have killed Tatum until the second movie, maybe, and I wouldn't have killed Randy in the second movie, and I still firmly, believe that. Um, it does say that these movies do have balls to kill off main characters like that, or top characters, or characters that you like, or actors that you like, people that you wouldn't really want to see die, but they do die, only to make you think that anybody's on the table, nobody's safe. Like, that's the only good thing about those characters being killed off. It's the only good thing, is that it creates that suspense of, oh shit, who's next. Otherwise, I would have kept them around a little longer. So Billy's not doing a good job of being like, oh, well, Sydney, you need to get over your mom being killed last year because, hey, when my parents got divorced, I got over it. Blah, blah, blah. Like, you're a fucking idiot, dude. Her mom being killed is not like your parents being divorced. She even said, you can still see your mom. My mom's in a box. You asshole. Now, here's the scene where Henry Winkler looks very fucking suspicious. He just cut up the mat, which I get it. These kids were assholes. And he expels them, which that might be a little extreme. I would have suspended them probably. But then him taking the scissors and saying, I should gut you, like, what? Now, maybe this is just to make him look suspicious, and that's the only reason why he's so aggressive. Because otherwise, it's like, well, where the fuck did that come from, Fonzie? And here we go. Sydney's in the bathroom, and she overhears these two girls. I mean, the definition of a bitch, right? This girl who comes out and says, oh, yeah, blah, blah, blah. What if Sydney killed Casey and Steve because she was in love with Steve and blah, and jealousy, and oh, she's going crazy like her mom. Like, fuck this girl. This girl needs to die. Whoever you are, you in your one scene. Who killed the principal? Yeah, that's a good question. I'm gonna guess Stu. I don't know, because like the principal dying is so random that it wouldn't really factor into Billy's plan. So I could see Stu just being like, "I want to kill somebody. Can I kill the principal?" And Billy just being like, "Fine, whatever the fuck," you know. I don't even think that girl, that cheerleader girl, I don't even think she was a good actress. Like, that's just, I don't know. Or maybe she just came off so unlikable that I just, ugh. Like, if the killer could have come out and cut her head off, that would have been nice. If I was in the Scream universe, would I survive all four events? No. And the only reason why I say no is because Randy didn't survive. Because I could say that, oh yeah, I could survive because I'm smart and because I watch horror movies and because I know the rules and I know what not to do and I know this and that. So didn't Randy. Randy thought he knew everything. Randy came off as a smart guy, and I related to Randy the most. I probably relate to Randy the most out of any character here. And well, there you go, Shadow Bear. Yes, I probably wouldn't survive because I'm half black, and I don't know how many black characters. How many black characters do you see um, hanging around in the Scream movies? Not much. Look at Scream 2. Fucking Omar Epps and Jada Pinkett get killed quick. Fucking quick. Oh yeah, Joe from the second movie. That's true. That's true. The cameraman, right? And so here's a debate. I want to ask you guys this. When this person attacks Sydney in the bathroom, is that one of the killers? Or is that just somebody in the high school fucking around? I really want to know what you guys think. Was that one of the killers trying to kill Sydney in the bathroom? Or was that just a high school kid who was being stupid? And I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if we ever really have a way of knowing. I guess I'm just curious what you guys think. And you know what? I know we didn't have a kill. Um, that's her half. Oh, is that who that was? Yeah, you're probably right. I was thinking about. Uh, so you think that person in the bathroom was a prank? I'm kind of leaning towards that because, like, let's say if it was Billy, if that was Billy, if he killed Sydney right then and there, well, that sort of defeats the purpose, right? That defeats his plan of wanting to isolate Sydney and get her alone and really torture her the way that him and Stu do at the end of the movie. So I don't think it was ever about killing Sydney before then. Although maybe maybe he purposely lets her get away because he's fucking with her. He doesn't run out of the bathroom in the hallway. I mean, I know it's out in the public, but it didn't seem like he tried that hard to go after her. I don't know. I don't know. It could go either way. It really could. We have Gail and Dewey flirting up a storm. Um, the only reason why I'm not going to say that it's Roman is because I hate Roman as the killer in Scream 3. I hate it, and I hate that they try to retroactively say that, oh, Roman was there from the beginning. He was the mastermind. Fuck that shit. I watched Scream 1. I don't think about Roman at all. I don't think about her brother. I don't think about that. Doesn't factor into this first movie at all. Not at all. So that was the scene where Gail was heavily flirting with Dewey, and Dewey was trying to not show her that he was attracted to her, but then at the very end, he does say that I did watch your news stuff, and I do feel like it starts off as her using Dewey, but then there is something about maybe it's because he doesn't quickly show interest in her. He's trying to like pass it off, and so maybe that's what gets her interested in him. I do believe that there's a moment where she does become interested in Dewey. I'm trying to figure out when exactly that happens, but she's definitely using Dewey at the beginning here, which sucks because you like Dewey and God knows that it sucks to be used by a woman. We just saw Henry Winkler wearing the Scream mask. What the fuck was that? In front of the mirror. Woo! Like, what is he doing? Is he that bored as the principal? He turns around and scares himself in the reflection. I like how he's like the hair. I did hear about the How I Met Your Father, but I've never watched How I Met Your Mother. I mean, well, maybe I've seen like 2 or 3 episodes, but I've never really watched the show like that. So I don't know. Would you call me Wes Craven dressed as Freddy Krueger, the janitor? Fred. Notice how he's named Fred. I'm not saying it was subtle. It's definitely an obvious reference, but I like it nonetheless. And I love that it's Wes Craven. I love that it's Wes Craven because Wes Craven's not. Well, I was just about to say that Wes Craven's not the type to put himself in his movies like that. But then you watch Wes Craven's New Nightmare, and he's all over that fucking movie. R.I.P. to Wes Craven, that's for sure. That's for sure. Wes Craven is responsible for 2 of my favorite horror movies. My top 2 favorite horror movies, Wes Craven directed them. So you got to give it up to that guy. Scream and A Nightmare on Elm Street. Those 2 are my favorites, and the fact that they were directed by the same guy it says a lot. There's a killer. Ka, kia, kia, stabby, stabby, stab. And then I actually do like seeing the ghost face mask in his eye. We never see Stu's parents. That's true. That's true. I don't know what that means, but it's a fact. Um, I like this moment. I believe. Well, this must be Tatum's house. Tatum and Sydney talking. Now we're gonna have a shot because the principal just was murdered. There's a time where I thought Wes Craven directed. Well, I can definitely understand that because I Know What You Did Last Summer was written by the same guy who wrote the Scream script, Kevin Williamson. Both those movies are written by the same guy, so that's why they have such a similar feel. Not because of the director, but because of the writing. Um, but yeah, I've always had a fondness for Scream and I Know What You Did Last Summer. I grew up on both those movies. I was probably 7 or 8 when they came out. You love Tatum's outfit? Oh yeah, like she has like a silky shirt on. I like it too. And I love how the killer is in the woods watching them. Kind of goofy that he's wearing the costume. Clearly, that's just for us. Because if this was real life, whoever the killer is, he probably would just be in regular clothes, right? Watching them from far away. But all right, let's take a shot for the principal, Henry Winkler, being killed off. By who? We don't really know. Wouldn't it be interesting if that was not Billy or Stu who killed the principal, and it was actually one of the two kids that he expelled, and they actually was like, "Hey, we're fuck this guy. He expelled us. We're gonna go back and kill him." Like, imagine if that had nothing to do with Billy and Stu at all. That'd be a hell of a reveal. All right, so here we are at Randy's video store. This is like a Blockbuster like place. I probably would have liked to work at a Blockbuster. I mean, I never did, but realistically, they're talking about prom night. I like that. Um, yeah, the original prom night, right? Because the remake of prom night, the teacher is the killer. In the original prom night, it's well, isn't it? Is it Jamie Lee Curtis's brother that's the killer, or her boyfriend? Shit, I don't remember. I've only seen that movie once. Um, But I like that Stu is completely fucking with him. This is why it's hard to buy them as friends, like when they were all hanging out earlier, because I feel like Billy and Stu just treat Randy like shit. Um, like their conversations are very antagonizing, fucking with each other. Although who knows? Like maybe Billy and Stu got weirder and weirder. Maybe they were cooler before they killed the mom, and they've just been getting weirder and weirder. I like the moment we just saw of Randy saying, "Everybody is a suspect," and everyone in the store turns and looks at him. And here you have a tease or foreshadowing of Billy in front of Randy and Stu behind Randy, mimicking what we're going to see later on with the two of them in Sydney. So this is your tell. This is your, hey, you guys are seeing the killer and you're seeing how they're going to go about things before we really know it. What's Leatherface doing here? Yeah, I like that. Um, like I don't think there's. Do you think Randy being the killer would have been better? No, no. I'm glad Randy was not the killer. I would not have liked that. So we're showing that the town has a curfew. It's still light out, and everybody has to close up. And I like it. I like it. It makes sense. I don't know if the curfew happened
just because of Casey and Steve or because of the principal. I do I do find it interesting that the only reason why we did have the principal get murdered, like the real reason, because I heard this in the commentary, is because there's so much time where there hasn't been a kill, right? Like the Casey kill, like I said, Drew Barrymore's death is so big that like where do you go from there? And there's a long time where there's no kill, and then obviously we don't start getting more kills until the party. And so there's a whole chain of events where it's really just our characters reacting to the Casey kill and reacting to Sydney being attacked and her backstory and her being suspicious. And so you don't have a lot of room in between that to have a kill. So that's why they were like, oh well, we need to have someone get killed here. The principal, let's kill him off. The killer is following them in the store. Although it's not, we don't know for sure that that's the killer. That could be people fucking around. We've established that there are people running around in the school. There could be people in the town who are just sick fucks. And maybe they won't kill, but they'll dress up and like stalk the pretty girls, right? Like that's conceivable. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's the killer. Most likely it is the killer, right? But I'm just saying. I do love how the sheriff is smoking a cigarette and Dewey is eating an ice cream. Like, so different in characters. Yeah, Dewey. I love Dewey. I do. I do. He's such a dork. But, like, I think David Arquette does a good job of. They had a cult of Ghostface. You know, that was the original Scream 3. Is that Matthew Lillard was going to reveal that he survived and that he was going to have a group of like college kids, like a cult, and that he got them to go out and kill. And I so wish that that would have been the Scream 3 that we got, because that sounds like a way better Scream 3 than the Scream 3 that we did get. And yeah, so yeah, the problem now, like, let's say if they did that for Scream 5, it's been so long in between these movies. Although we were trying to figure out earlier, we were trying to figure out why are they calling Scream 5 just Scream? Why are they not calling it Scream 5? Maybe it's revealed that maybe Stu is back. I know it's 25 years. That's a long fucking time to reveal that like I'm still alive. Like it might be too far fetched, but I just love the idea so much of Stu surviving and Stu creating a cult of younger kid killers that believe in him or whatever the fuck. It's very sick and twisted, and I think Matthew Lillard could obviously pull that off, and then some. And so I just want to see that. I don't know how viable it would be, but yeah, I don't know. That was definitely the original script for Scream 3. What if Randy's sister has a bigger part? We only see her a couple times. Well, Randy's sister, we saw her in Scream 3. Is she in Scream 5? I don't know. I don't know. I've done my best to stay away from Scream 5 like details, and I don't really want to be spoiled or to look for spoilery like stuff. Um, Here you go. Gail is flirting with Dewey. Mind if I join you? I do like that she played this role during the same time that she was doing Friends. And so I think that's why she comes off as likable, even though she's a bitch, is because we like her so much as Monica that, like, I don't know, it's like you want to like her, but, like, I was saying that, oh, well, she eventually does have feelings for Dewey. Well, it's definitely not right there because she was just smiling at Dewey, and then she turns around to the camera guy and then she grabs the camera, and she has this look on her face like it's like she's not smiling, and then she turns back around to smile at him. I'm like, oh, you fake bitch. You know, but she's so good when she's smiling to Dewey that I buy it. I buy that she's actually into him. But then she turns around and no. But yeah, um, Courtney Cox said that she definitely fought to get this role because she was playing. Can we do music videos? Um, the only reason why apparently I can't do music videos anymore is because I got hit hard with that Miley Cyrus song. So I'm like, oh shit, I guess I can't do music because yeah, I got copyrighted on that. And there she goes. She's slipping the camera on top of their VHS player. Remember that, guys? You know, some of you are probably too young to have ever used a goddamn VHS player. And that makes me feel old because I remember being a kid. Wow, you definitely see some nipples on Tatum there. And like, I'm usually not a guy to objectify and point out that. Um, copyright copyright came in like a wrecking ball. You goddamn right, Patrix. Yeah, it must have been cold that night. Tatum's a little chilly. You know, Rose McGowan is pretty attractive. I'm just gonna throw that out there. I'm seeing her bend over, grabbing as much beer as she can, and I don't know. I have it. So it's a cat door. There you go. But yeah, I do find Tatum attractive. Um, I should check out Charmed to see how Rose McGowan is on that show. Maybe one day I'll do a Charmed watch along. That might be fun. The casting of the other characters in Scream 3 was utterly atrocious. I agree. I agree. Charmed watch along. We might do it. We might do it one day. I like it. Yeah. There was a lot of bad things about Scream 3. If Tatum was in Scream 2, I can see her in one of the sororities. Well, that's a fair point. Because I was saying just replace her with the black girl that's Sydney's roommate. But you're right. Tatum would definitely be one of the sorority girls. That's a fair point. Oh, I love this. Don't kill me, Mr. Ghostface. I want to be in the sequel. See, this is great. This is great. Uh, cut Casper. That's a wrap. I love it. I love it. The writing for Tatum is so good. Like she's so sarcastic. She's so quippy. I think that's what I like about her. And also she delivers the lines very well. I would have had Tatum as the killer, killing for revenge on Stu. Huh, that might be interesting. I love that she's throwing the beer bottles at the killer, and she ducked and he flipped over her. See, if only she didn't go out of the cat door like this. I mean, she almost fits through. She almost gets it. It's just, oh fuck. And the door is going up, and her head's about to be crushed. Oh no, Tatum, no. Oh, and you see her head get crushed. I mean, I know it's a fake head, but oh, you see it for a second, just enough to picture her chest was in the way. Ah, you might be right. Ah, Tatum, I miss you already. Well, there you go. I said earlier that Drew Barrymore had the best kill, and she does. But seeing Tatum die is definitely one of the most disappointing. I think the more I watch this, the more times I watch this movie, the more I like Tatum. So it makes her death worse every time. So Stu was in the house. So Billy, who just popped into the door, Billy was the one who killed Tatum. I think it's nice to try to guess on who killed who. Um, I mean, I would assume that Stu killed Casey because of the connection, because it's his ex girlfriend and she dumped him, and so that makes sense that he would want to do it. And I could totally see Billy being the one that, oh yeah, thank you, Shadow Bear. Tatum died, so that counts. Um, but what was I saying? So I could definitely see Billy being the one that talks to Casey on the phone because of how hard he was hitting the movie trivia, and then Stu does the kill. I can't tell who killed the principal, but we know for sure that Billy killed Tatum. All right, R.I.P. Tatum. You will be missed, and Rose McGowan, I do like you very much. Whew. Oh. All right, we're about to have the scene where Sydney's about to lose her virginity. What a nice transition. You take a shot and then you talk about a girl losing their virginity. Just the way it should be, right? Yeah, there you go. As long as it's consensual. This ain't no Bill Cosby. I don't like her saying that. Billy, you were right. I don't need to wallow in my grief. Like, your fucking mom was murdered. She was, I think they said her mom was assaulted, if you know what I mean, and then killed. So it's like, I don't think you ever get over that. And you're talking a year? A year later? And she's saying, you're right, Billy, I need to get over this. Huh? All right. And I do wonder at one point, brutally murdered, exactly. Do y'all think Randy went up there to check on them? What to check on? No. No, because Randy is too busy hosting the movie watch. Um, I love the fact that Randy might not be like the most popular kid in school or anything, but when it comes to a bunch of drunk people watching a movie like Halloween, he becomes the standout because he knows shit, right? He knows Halloween like the back of his hand. He's the one who could be like, hey, talk about the rules. And one of the most memorable moments of the film is Randy talking about the rules. All right, they're making out. I do like Nev Campbell. Don't get me wrong. I was talking about earlier Rose McGowan, but Sydney has a very Sydney is, as you call it, wifey material, right? She's not, she doesn't come across as a slut, right? Even though she's, because it's very hard to play a character who has sex with somebody that you know she shouldn't be having sex with. And even after she sleeps with him, she starts to question him on the phone call thing. So it's almost like she was suspicious of him even before and during having sex with him. But yet she still had sex with him. But Nev Campbell pulls that off enough to where you don't look at her differently, Um, you gotta watch Final Exam 1981. Okay, I've never even heard of that. Here we go. They're talking about Halloween. I remember being in high school and like I would have friends come over, 5, 6 of us. We all come over and just watch. Not always horror movies, but sometimes horror movies. We just would watch movies, and I guess I was the Randy of the situation where I would sort of be like, well, this is the fact, like this is the behind the scenes stories, or this is like, like I would talk about the movies because none of my friends knew this type of shit. I listened to the commentary. I paid attention to sequels, and I so I would always be like, hey man, this connects to this and that, and I like how they're throwing shit at Randy because he's like, no, you don't have sex in movies, you don't. You can never drink or do drugs, and they're all like, yeah, all right. Woo-hoo. To be fair, Randy being such a stickler for the rules, he's drinking. I don't know if he did drugs. I don't know if he's. I don't know. I'm getting another beer. You want one? I'll be right back. Oh, great moment. Great moment. Probably. I love it. I love it. I quote that a lot. Whenever I'm in a room with somebody and I say I'll be right back, or if they say I'll be right back, I always say oh, and I hope they get the reference. I hope they know why I said that. Matthew Lillard is a legend. I agree. I'll see you in the kitchen with a knife. That's true. That's true. Do we not see Stu again until? Is that the last time we see Stu? Huh? Shit. I think so. There you go. He's having Cheetos. I'm not gonna lie. That does make me want Cheetos as well. I'm right there with you. Dewey is so romantic. He's asking her to walk with him because they found a car, obviously. Um, well, yeah. Stu says that he went to go get another beer, but I don't think we see Stu. Actually, no, I lied. We see Stu. The next time we see Stu is when Sydney is at the door, and both Randy and Stu come up to her, and they're like, Sydney, please trust me. You can trust me. Fuck him, blah, blah. And Sydney's like, fuck you both, and slams the door. So we do see Stu there. It's just the next time we see Stu after that, hey, we're seeing some dry humping going on. Yeah, I remember I was dating this girl in high school. Her name was Samantha. I don't mind saying her name now because I don't talk to her anymore. And like every time I went over her house, it was nothing but makeouts and dry humping. That's it. That's all. That's all we did, and I was perfectly fine with that. At the time, I was like 16, 16 maybe 17. I was like, hey, let's go. She would always like put on a movie, and like we'd be watching the movie, and then like I'd look over at her, and she'd look over at me, and I'd be like, huh, and yeah. I remember one time her parents or her mother came home, and I don't know if she caught us, but it was definitely awkward. This was a long time ago. Long time ago. Um, Samantha, that bitch cheated on me, so fuck her. All right, here you have the moment where Randy got the phone call that the principal was murdered, and I love how all of the other kids were like, "Oh shit!" and they run out of the house to go see his dead body hanging in the field, right? Like, how sick. Although to be fair, I might have gone too if I was drunk and like all my friends were gonna go. I might have gone too. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. Because when you're 16, 17, you're such a dumbass, and I was definitely a dumbass around that age. So I'm telling you, like Gail is using Dewey where the two kids expelled at the party. I think those kids were at the party, and they're the ones who, or they're one of the ones who leave to go see the principal dead because obviously, fuck that principal, right? They expelled them. I'm pretty sure those are the same two kids who left the party. Yes. Thank you. Fuck, they almost got hit by it. Whew, that was close. Um, I love this moment where Dewey just fell on top of Gail, and she looks over and says, "Is that what you're looking for?" And he says, "My whole life," because he's staring at her. Hey, they just kissed. before that happens, they just kissed. And she kissed him. She kissed him. I'm telling you, Gail is using him, but there is a part of her that likes the way Dewey looks at her. I'm not saying she's like 100% in love and with him like that, but I do think there's a part of her that likes the attention, that likes how he talks to her, likes how he gets nervous around her. And there's Sydney's father's car. What's he doing here? I don't. Again, it's been so long since the first time I saw this film. I don't remember ever thinking, "Oh, is Sydney's father the killer?" Like, I don't. That thought doesn't even sound familiar in my head. So, I don't know. All right, so here you have the moment where Sydney, who'd you call? You know, your one phone call. Oh, I called my dad. Actually, you're a fucking liar because I was there. The sheriff called your dad, you piece of shit. Oops. And he says, when I called, I didn't get an answer. So I'm pretty sure they would let you make another call, right? If the person that you called didn't answer, I think you would be allowed to call someone else. I don't know. I've never been arrested. I've never been, so I don't know how that works, but I'm going to assume. And I love how she's like, but it would be very clever to use your one phone call to call me. Fuck. That had to be the case, right? Was that him who called her? Because he would have had his voice changer, right? I guess I always assumed that it was Stu who called her. But for her theory to make sense, it would have to be him who called her. Oh, and the killer, Billy, watch out! It's another moment where I think of Scary Movie where the killer just keeps stabbing over and over and over and over like 20 times. I do love the moment when he wipes the blade of the blood clean. Oh, so good. So that was Stu. Like, we can kind of keep track of that. Because Stu disappeared, right? And so what he really did was he went off to go... And I love she just slammed the door in his face. I actually love that because you could buy that Stu was a little more clumsy than Billy as far as getting knocked over or tripping. Like, I could buy Stu being the clumsier of the two. This also is a nice house. Stu's house. It's like, man, all of these kids are fucking rich and are doing well, man. Woodsboro is the place to grow up, besides the fact that you might get killed. But it's a wealthy area. Oh, it's gonna look over. You're right. Stu's house is in Scream 5. I instantly recognized that in the trailer. The shot where Sydney she's right in front of Stu's house, it looks like. So, oh, she sees Tatum's dead body. I do like that they had her see Tatum dead and react to it. Because otherwise, when else is she going to find out about Tatum, right? Off screen. I do like that we at least got that moment. Oh, the killer's behind Randy. I love that he's watching Halloween. I love that the John Carpenter score from Halloween is playing. And I love that he's yelling, Jamie, behind you. Because he's talking about Jamie Lee Curtis, but his name is Jamie. And so he's talking to himself, behind you, Jamie. Jamie, turn around. Turn around, Jamie. Yeah, that Stu's house being in Scream 5 is a big indicator that maybe Stu is the killer. I mean, you could argue that maybe the killer just is feeling nostalgic and he's obsessed with the original kills, and so that's why he either bought the house or he goes to the house, the original house of the original night, blah blah blah. Or, like you're saying, it's Stu. Oh no, the 30-second delay on the camera. I I do love that Kenny. It's so subtle. I mean, I don't think I ever noticed this until I watched this movie with the commentary, where as Kenny is dying, as Kenny is bleeding to death, he turns over to Sydney and he's pointing to her. He's pointing to the door, the back door. And I'm watching with the subtitles. The subtitle says the door. He's telling her, go out the door. Before he dies, he's trying to save this girl's life. He's thinking about saving that girl's life. A girl that he doesn't know, has no relationship with. That's a great moment. You know? That's a moment that made me feel bad for Kenny there. Completely selfless. Because if I just got stabbed, I'd be like, what the fuck? Fucking save me. But no, he was like, hey, go out the door. Save yourself. Good guy, good guy. You're a better man than me. Oh, and Kenny died, so we're gonna cheers to Kenny. You're a good man. You're a good cameraman. You did not deserve the treatment that Gail Weathers gave you because she's a bitch. At least he had some Cheetos before he died. Oh! God damn! Notice that I didn't have a shot when Billy supposedly died. Yeah, there's a reason for that. Kenny! Oh my god! They killed Kenny! Is that still a cool thing to say? Probably not, right? Like, I remember way back in the day, South Park killed Kenny in every fucking episode. I haven't watched South Park in over 10 years, so I couldn't tell you if they still do that shit. But if they did, man, what an ongoing running gag that would be. And did they ever... Oh! And then fucking Randy tries to go up to Gail, and she just whacks him with the phone. Oh, fuck. Oh, I love this! The windshield is covered in Kenny's blood. Oh, that's fucking sick. Only Wes Craven. I mean, granted, that could have been in the script, but only Wes Craven could do that and make it look fucking horrifying. And even the red glare on Gail's face. Oh, so good. Kenny, I'm sorry, but get off my fucking windshield. Even in death, she's still a bitch to Kenny. Oh, fuck. She almost ran Sydney over. Can you imagine? And then, of course, Gail can't drive for shit and just crashes into a fucking tree. Oh, you dumb bitch. And Sydney's like, well, I'm not going to go check on Gail. I'm just going to go fucking run. Like, fuck it. Dewey, where are you? Now, this blew my mind. Dewey was stabbed in the back, and this originally that was supposed to be Dewey's death. In the original script, Dewey dies there, and I think it was Wes Craven who liked David Arquette so much that he said, "Fuck it, we're keeping him alive." I guess I would be curious to see the scene where Dewey gets stabbed by the killer, but I guess they just wanted the reveal. They wanted the reveal of the knife out of Dewey's back. But yeah, you sort of wonder how that happened. But it's bizarre because that would have been pretty damn dark if they had kept Dewey alive, or if they had kept Dewey dead. I mean, because Dewey was such a likable character and definitely a guy who didn't deserve to die. And like that, even that moment of him stabbed in the back and falling is yikes, you know. Oh, the killer's in the back seat with her. The shot of the trunk opening behind her is very creepy. Okay, here we go. Here's the moment where, although she should not stop and turn around and look, keep fucking going. Okay, here's Randy, and here's Stu. So I'm gonna say that was Stu as the killer because the killer disappears, and then Stu just ran up out of fucking nowhere. So I'm gonna guess that he ran away, took the fucking thing off, and that costume is very easy to take off. You just, you know, like it's not. I have a Scream costume. It's very easy to just slip on and slip off. And so he just probably took it off, tossed it, and then ran back over as Stu. If Dewey would have died, I think Randy would take the place. Yeah, that's true. If they kept Dewey dead, then Randy, yeah. See, and that had to be Stu because Billy was still in the room, and he falls down the fucking stairs. But yeah, that's a good point. If Dewey stays dead, then Scream 2, you probably wouldn't have killed Randy. And so I guess that's the question. Would you have rather have Dewey stay dead in Scream 1 to keep Randy alive? Happy New Year! Thank you. Or would you rather have it the way it is, keep Dewey alive, and Randy dies in Scream 2? We all go a little mad sometimes. Bam! Keep Randy. Dewey stay dead. Keep Randy and Tatum. Interesting. I think because Jamie Kennedy has a YouTube channel, and he talked about how in their original script when he gets shot, he at least wasn't going to wake back up. So that Randy was supposed to die there too. I'm not exactly sure. He made it seem like Randy doesn't have the moment where he gets back up and has that moment with Sydney and Gail. He said none of that happened in the original script. He just gets shot and stays down. I don't know if he died, but he definitely stayed down. Kind of interesting though that like Wes Craven was like, no, I like David Arquette, so we're keeping him alive. Randy, oh, I like Jamie Kennedy, so we're gonna have him wake back up, or he'll get shot in the shoulder and not actually die. And like he kept Randy around technically longer, right? So who knows? Maybe Randy was supposed to die there. I don't know. Randy could have been the killer. No, I don't like the idea of Randy being the killer. So here we go. Stu and Billy watch a few movies, take a few notes. This is probably the only other moment of Scream where it matches that creepy, visceral, fucked up vibe that the beginning of the movie had. All of this stuff with Billy and Stu talking to Sydney. I love when Billy says, "Why? Does anybody know why Norman Bates did what he did? Does anybody know why Hannibal Lecter ate people? Who gives a fuck?" Now, I know that they technically do give Billy a reason. They do give him a motive. They do say that it's because your mom was a slut, cheated with my dad, broke up the marriage. That's his motive. But I do like how it looked like Stu didn't even know that, right? Like, Billy's motive was purely inside for him. He never, like, Stu, his face right there, he looks surprised. I think Billy probably told Stu, like, hey, let's just fucking do it. Just because. And Billy just kept that all to himself until the moment where he gets to tell Sydney everything. When a villain monologues, they're gonna lose. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I think the only reason why I don't shit on this, what was Stu's reason? Stu was just like, I know it sounds like a joke, but it's peer pressure. Or like he just went along with Billy. I mean, he doesn't have Billy probably like Billy has his reason. And he saw how weird Stu was. Yeah, Stu is the tag along. But for example, they killed Casey because Casey dumped Stu, right? So all Billy has to do is go to Stu and say, "Hey, you know that bitch Casey who dumped you? Let's go fucking kill her." Yeah, man, let's do it. And then they kill her, and then Billy's like, "Well, you got to help me do this, kill her." And so Stu is just along for the ride, you know. Stu's just like, "This is fucking crazy, but this is fun." And Stu's kind of like, this whole deal here, them stabbing each other is sick as fuck. Oh, like Stu just being like, "Yeah, fucking do it." And then the way how Billy hesitates and has this creepy smile before he just goes, "Fuck you." You know, like he just, don't forget, stay to the side, don't go too deep. This is fucking sick, man. This is sick shit. Them stabbing each other is the sickest. This has to be one of the sickest scenes in a horror movie. These two guys stabbing each other so that they look like victims. Now, granted, the smarter thing would be to kill Sydney and then maybe do all this shit. But you know, they're getting a little cocky now. So far, their plan has worked to perfection. They've killed everybody that they've wanted to kill. I love how Stu's like, "Let's face it, baby, you gotta have a sequel." Don't blame the movies. Movies don't create psychos. Movie makes psychos more creative. You crazy fuck. I can't. I'm feeling a little woozy here. Oh, Matthew Lillard is so awesome. He's awesome. And like, I shouldn't like him because he's fucking sick and he's crazy, but he's playing it comedic, but also sick. There's a certain level of like sickness that's also still there, which again has to be very hard to do. Let's not forget, in their mind, they believe Gale is dead. That's true. That's true. In their mind, they think, "Oh, there's Gale." Speak of the devil. See, I thought she was dead. She looked dead, man. And this is where Gale probably shit monologue. She's like the reporter who finds the gun and foils the plan, saves the day. I like how I do like that Sydney says, "I like that ending." I do like that Sydney supports her there, because even though they haven't had a good relationship, Sydney punched her. They've been completely antagonistic. It's just too bad that the fucking safety was on. It ruined her moment. Now, do you guys buy that Billy doesn't just shoot her here? Like, why doesn't Billy just shoot Gale here? Because he says it works better when the safety's off. Oh, actually, okay, hold on, no. He's going to shoot her, and then Stu says Sydney's gone. All right, there you go. They do explain it. Houston, we have a problem. You're right. Yes, I forget. Yes. Phone's ringing. Should I let the machine get it? Are you alone in the house? Oh, I love Sydney doing the voice. Not so fast. We're going to play a game. It's called Guess Who Just Called the Police and Reported Your Sorry Motherfucking Ass. I think I'm dying here, man. You cut me too deep. Oh, Stu. What's your motive? Billy's got one. What are you going to tell them? I'm going to rip you up, you bitch. How did she have time to call the police? Well, so they were dealing with Gail for a long time, right? So I could totally buy that she went, grabbed the portable phone, and we know that she's hiding in the closet. So she's in the closet, and you know. Oh, but you said when did she call the cops? Right, because she called them. Okay, all right. Now I'm with you. All right, so maybe, so she takes the phone, runs in the closet, calls 911, quickly says, "Help! I'm at this address, and I'm about to get killed." Hangs up, calls them. Again, I am adding to it, but that makes sense to me. Oh, we're at the scene where Michael Myers is trying to come through the closet, and then Sydney just stabbed Billy. Again, I saw in the commentary, the second time that she hits him with the umbrella, she wasn't supposed to do the second time. So when he goes, "Ah!" because she stabbed him, that was a real reaction because she actually really stabbed him because he wasn't prepared for it. He was just about to go down, and then she just stabbed him again. I always had a thing for you, Sid. That's always creepy because these two actually dated in real life after this movie. Matthew Lillard and Neve Campbell. Oh, and she drops the TV on his head. So, I mean, yeah, it looks like he's dead, but at the same time, I mean, I don't know. Can you survive a TV falling on your head? I guess you could. You think Stu survived that? I know he was supposed to survive it, but I guess we'll find out in Scream 5 if Stu survived that. See? Okay, there's Randy. I probably should... And then he gets punched out by Billy. Billy is attacking Sydney, choking her. Say hello to your mother. Oh, she's digging into his... Oh. Bam! Gail shoots him. Fuck yeah, Gail. Billy's reaction to being shot is very realistic right here. Him, like, slowly... Because, like, I've never been shot, so I don't know what it feels like. You know, like... Does it feel like you're trying to move, but your body's slowly like giving out on you? I don't know. It's kind of scary to think about. I love how Gail is even surprised. I guess I remember the safety that time, you bastard. All right, here's the moment where Sydney is checking Billy's body. Careful. This is the moment where the supposedly dead killer comes back to life for one last scare. Bah! Oh, right in the head. Not in my movie. She pulled at Michael Myers and killed the ambulance people. Did you hear about the big booty serial killer woman who bought too many drinks at the bar for her victim? What? The big booty serial killer? What? It's a big booty bitch who was killing people. There's Dewey. Dewey is still alive. Even though people didn't want you to be alive, Dewey, I'm glad you're alive. And I like this moment. Hi, this is Gail Weathers. exclusive eyewitness account. She had the drunk in the trunk. Wow. Wow, this movie flew by, guys. This movie went by way too goddamn fast. Oh, it's a joke. Oh. Okay, all right. I get it. Man, I love this movie. I love this movie. This is how you know that this movie is as good as it is because, yeah, it went by. Scream 2, Scream TV show. I do like that quick flash of the killer there. I mean, just to kind of fuck with you. Written by Kevin Williamson. Directed by Wes Craven. I credit those two. Scream 2. Produced by Harvey Weinstein. Oi. Yeesh. That credit did not, age well, did it? The Cheetos was Kenny's last meal. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Oh, fuck. You know what? I didn't take a shot for Billy's death. We don't know if Stu died. I'm going to assume. Yes, we take a shot for Billy. Yes. Stu, I guess I could take a shot for Stu, although it's questionable. Kevin Williamson did not write Scream 3, and it shows. Yes, exactly. He wrote Scream 1. He wrote Scream 2. He was going to write Scream 3. His script is the one that had Stu come back as the killer. But because, I think it... Was it Columbine? It might have been Columbine that made them not go with his script for Scream 3, and that's why they changed it to her brother. And then he wrote a script for Scream 4, and so I don't know if all of Scream 4 is his script, because they did rewrite it. They probably just took parts of his Scream 4 script. But the point is, Kevin Williamson is the lifeblood of this franchise. All right, so yes, let's take a shot for Billy. Roger Jackson, let's point him out as the voice of Ghostface. We cannot forget that. I mean, his voice is so synonymous with the killer. You could argue that his voice is just as synonymous as the Ghostface costume. You know, like you have to bring that guy back. The Scream MTV show got so much wrong, changing the mask, changing the voice. It fucked up on so many levels. At least they brought back his voice for season 3. I know apparently a lot of people don't like season 3 of Scream. I did, but I mean, fuck, what do I know, right? But yeah, that was fun. Oh, and I guess we'll take a shot for Stu, even though Stu kind of iffy on whether or not Stu died, but for the last 25 years, we have thought that Stu was dead. So I guess technically we have to go for that. Do I think her father would have come back in season 3 of the TV show? Her father? Are you talking about Willa Fitzgerald, her character's father? I don't know. I mean, I guess maybe. Fuck, maybe. And I don't know what they would have done with the whole Brendan James thing. Like I don't know. I can't even guess on how that would have turned out. Although I think killing her mom off should have happened. because boy, did that actress suck. But yeah, so that was Scream. I hope you guys enjoyed it. There you go. Who do you think Brendan James was? I mean, I could be wrong, but I didn't think Brendan James would have been a reveal. I think Brendan James was just a guy that was from the past. So I figured it just would have been a different actor. That unless you're saying was it a character that we already knew and he changed his name or something? I don't know. I assumed that Brendan James was just a guy who did those killings in the past and then was going to come back for season 3, and it would have been a new like actor playing him. At least that's what I assume. I don't know. I could be wrong. Um, so wait, let's take out. We just got done watching Scream. Very cool poster. We need you to watch all 3 seasons of the show. Fuck, I don't know if I could sit through that again. I don't know. I don't know if I can rewatch that show. I don't know. Fuck. I mean, it would have to be some like yeah. It would have to be some like subathon, or if I do a 12-hour stream and I need to have content. If you do it, I'll do it. Okay, well, at least I won't be alone. There you go. Is it still on Netflix? Because otherwise, I don't know how I would watch that show. You know. But yeah, this was fun. This was fun. It went by too fast. I almost feel like there's probably parts of this movie that I could have talked about more, or there's more stuff that I could have talked about. You know, like I could talk about Scream 1 all fucking day and never get sick of it and never talk about the same thing twice. Like I could talk about so many different things, so many different characters. You know, the fact that they emphasize the killer wearing black boots, that's in the second movie as well. I don't remember if the third movie tries to hint at that. I don't know. I don't remember. But all right. So this is something that I was trying to cough. Scream 2 cough. Scream 2, please. I'm begging you. I was trying to save that for another night though. You know. I don't want to do it all in one shot. I feel like we can make another live watch out of it. You know, we could do that another night. And we could do it soon. Jeffrey Dahmer goes in the restaurant, orders we can do that. Well, I don't know. Because I was planning on, well, I guess if tomorrow is the WWE show, not that I really give a shit about it, but I might do I don't know. I don't know if I'll do a watch along. I'll figure it out. Maybe we'll do Scream 2 on Sunday. Flip a coin. Who am I, Harvey Dent? Although, if I was Harvey Dent and I would be smart, I would have a 2-headed coin, and I would say, heads, we don't do it. Tails, we do it. And either way, it's heads. I just don't tell you guys that. Where do you get a 2-headed coin anyway? So I have to look that up online. 2-headed coins. So anyways, yeah, this was fun. I'm looking at the bonus material. It has a commentary by Wes Craven. It has trailers, TV spots, a production featurette, behind the scenes, a Q&A with the cast and crew. Wow. special effects gallery, cast and crew profiles, did you know, and additional titles. Okay, let's go through this actually. You know what? Maybe I can hang out for a little bit more. Additional titles. From Dusk Till Dawn. You know I've never seen From Dusk Till Dawn? I know. I own it. I hear it's good. I should probably check that out, right? What do you guys think? From Dusk Till Dawn, should I check that movie out? Quentin Tarantino and George Clooney. Is it good? All right. And then, okay, they have Scream 2 here. They have The Crow, the original Crow, Brandon Lee. And Mimic. I've never seen Mimic. What is Mimic? What is that? Anyone know what that is? Halloween H2O, Pulp Fiction. So yeah, this is definitely a 90s themed. Yeah, it's great. The sequel is not so much. The remake TV show of that was so good. Wait, of what? Of Mimic or From Dusk Till Dawn? Because yeah, Mimic is a horror movie. It's cool. Okay. All right. Yeah, I've heard pretty good things about From Dusk Till Dawn. Okay, From Dusk Till Dawn. Okay, I figured that's what we were talking about. All right. What else are we doing? Oh. Okay. Q&A with the cast and crew. Let's see what that is. What's your favorite scary movie?
I love strange things like Repulsion and The Tenant. I love Hitchcock films.
This is Wes Craven talking.
Dead. I like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I like just about anything Cronenberg did when he was doing those kind of genre films. Alien. You know, I have very eclectic tastes.
Shining is pretty freaky. You know, you could call that a horror film because it's really disturbing.
Nev Campbell is saying The Shining.
There's someone called The Changeling that really freaked me out because it was about, you know, spirits. And when it comes to spirits, you know, I have more of a belief in spirits, or it seems more real.
Whatever happened to Baby Jane? My favorite scary movie.
My favorite scary movie would probably be Rosemary's Baby.
Definitely Psycho.
Rosemary's Baby. I've never seen that one.
The original. And I remember going
Damn.
with my friends, and I just thought, oh my.
I gotta make time for that. That movie comes up a lot.
It was quite the ride.
Salem's Lot. Straw Dogs. I thought was, you know,
Jimmy Kennedy said Salem's Lot.
As Wes is a different kind of scary movie.
I like movies like Gaslight, things like that. I find those more like the psychological thrillers, like kind of more terrifying.
They do like the classics.
I'm dating myself. There was a film, I think, with Vincent Price called 13 Ghosts.
13 Ghosts.
Clear train scared the hell out of me. Clown masks coming at me with a knife.
I just remember being terrified by just movies like The Birds or, you know, Exorcist, you know, things like that.
The movie that I remember upsetting me the most was The Exorcist, I think.
Of course, The Exorcist is a go-to for a lot of people. I rewatched that movie a few months ago, and man, you almost forget how intense that movie is.
Seeing some of the scenes cut together here, I can remember, you know, being in high school and going to see that movie, and the impact, you know, that just sitting on the edge of my seat. And that's why you wanted to take girls to those kind of movies, you know, because I can just imagine, you know, my teenage equal nowadays. She gets real scared. She might want to hold hands, you know, and all that kind of
Yeah, that's true. Watching a horror movie with a girl, like on a date, is the way to go. You know, she gets scared, she holds on to you, she jumps on you. It's like, yep.
Nightmare on Elm Street, probably. I mean, I don't want to push it, but.
Good man, Nightmare on Elm Street.
Watched Halloween when I was 10 years old, and it was the scariest movie ever.
Kevin Williamson
It's my favorite movie.
is saying Halloween,
And it is the movie that is responsible for me being in business.
which makes sense when you see that Halloween is all up in this movie.
Citizen Kane, Lawrence of Arabia, but for me, it's Halloween.
Wow, that was cool. That was I don't think I've ever watched that little featurette. That was cool. Why are people so fascinated by horror movies? That's another question.
I think it's a great release of tension. Scary movies somehow
Wes Craven. It's still hard to believe that he's not around anymore.
Address fears that you already
You know?
have. I don't think people like to be scared, so that's not why they go to scary movies. They go to scary movies because they already have certain fears, and the movie brings it out in a way that's fun because you know you're not going to be hurt. You know probably that the person that you're most identifying with, the hero or heroine, is going to survive and probably triumph. So, and you go with friends.
Do I consider slasher films horror? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Of course.
Beyond that, it's a mystery. But I just know that audiences coming out of really scary films, the scarier the film are, the happier they seem to be.
Everybody
Linda Blair.
form of excitement. Some people like to laugh, some like to cry, some like to be scared.
It's her hair. That's what, because like now that I'm looking at her face, you can tell it's her, but it's her hairstyle. I like how she's wearing a cross. Like, perfect.
Kind of relationship between the
Matthew Lillard's talking.
You go and you see, and you're checking out the film, and you get a rush. There's an adrenaline rush.
I think kids in amusement parks, I think they like to test their fear and survive and come out happy and alive. And I think it's just a matter of that. People who like to go on Ferris wheels or roller coasters, same thing. They like to go to movies and scream their guts out.
People want to be scared. They're scary, and they like to be shocked. You just become regular jobs.
It's interesting because this looks like that they're all on the set, like probably in between takes or before their takes. That dude embraces his fans. I hope to meet him at a convention one day. Who? Meet who? Matthew Lillard? I've seen some of Matthew Lillard's videos, or videos of him at conventions on YouTube. Yeah. And he does look like a really cool dude. Humble, honest. He admits that he doesn't really like horror movies. He doesn't watch horror movies. But, you know, he just very entertaining to watch. That was cool. That was cool. Kind of weird that I've never really. I guess every time I pop in this DVD, I just go to watch the movie. I never really check out the special features. Special effects gallery. The horrific special effects scene in Scream were the work of renowned Hollywood effects shop K&B Special Effects. The following pictures show some of the molds and concept drawings used in creation of the effects. Alright. Oh, what the fuck? Okay, if I could show you. I guess this is supposed to be Casey. Serial killer jokes are okay as long as they are properly executed. Nice. So this picture is of a naked girl who's hung up on a tree, but the tree, like, this like tree sticks into her legs, and she's naked. So basically, the point is that Casey's hanging scene was going to be a lot more graphic and a lot more nude, and her stomach is missing. Like the drawing. Her stomach's completely gone. This is sick. This is disgusting. This is like, how the fuck did they expect to shoot this? Holy fuck. Okay, here's a different picture of Casey. This is more realistic. She's not hanging, but she's tied up against the tree, and her stomach's missing. So apparently that was a big part of, like, well, the killer does say on the phone that he wants to gut her and see what her insides look like. So him ripping her stomach out, I guess, makes sense, but it's sick. Fuck. Okay, here's another scene of Casey, but this time she's tied to a tree, but she's tied, like, there's like 10 different ropes that have her tied up. It's, fuck. Man. All right, now we're seeing pictures of them making the molds. They're making a mold of Drew Barrymore, right? Because apparently, her hanging from the tree, they didn't really hang Drew Barrymore, right? It was a dummy of her, and this is the dummy. This is them making the dummy. Wow, wow, that looks legit. Okay, here's a drawing of her boyfriend Steve, and he's on the chair, and his stomach's missing. This killer is obsessed with like gutting people. Yeah, there it is. Whoa, what the fuck? Is this the original concept of the mask? This mask looks like a gremlin, or you know what it looks like? It looks like if you've ever seen the movie The Witches, not the remake with Anne Hathaway, but the original The Witches. Um, is that what the mask was supposed to look like? Man, fuck. Okay, here's another one where a creepy looking mask. All right. Yeah, a lot of these masks look creepy. They look zombified with big eyes and elongated, which obviously that's what the ghost face is. But this is not human like. This looks like I would equate it to Cenobites from Hellraiser. That's the type of vibe that I'm getting from these masks here. Oh yeah, you know what? I'm glad that they changed it to the mask that we got. I mean, granted, a lot of it is because I'm used to that, but wow. All right, that was interesting. All right, cast and crew profiles. Drew Barrymore as Casey. Okay, this is just talking about Drew Barrymore's career. At age 6, she auditioned for Poltergeist. Wow. But instead, she landed the role of from E.T. Wow, and she gained a Youth in Film Award for her role as Gertie. Interesting. She was in 4 movies with Steven Spielberg? I didn't know that. Poison Ivy? I've never seen that. Gun Crazy, Bad Girls, Boys on the Side, Batman Forever. Yeah, she does play one of Two-Face's girls. In that, yeah. All right, well, there you go. So these are the actors, I guess. Courtney Cox is Gale Weathers. I do remember her in Ace Ventura: Pet Detective. Do you guys remember Courtney Cox in Ace Ventura: Pet Detective? I liked her in that movie. Yes, obviously Friends. Was she in Family Ties? Her TV debut was Family Ties. Yeah, they do lack in the bonus content now. You could tell the difference between as great as Blu-ray is because of the quality, the HD, all that good shit. I feel like DVDs did more in the bonus feature stuff. You know, that's where you got the commentaries. That's where you got not just deleted scenes. You got like this shit that we're doing, you know? Featurettes. And not just like making of stuff. I mean like actual featurettes. Rose McGowan as Tatum. Tatum is the classic best friend. That's true. She and Sydney have known each other since birth. Wow, see? See, that's a big deal then. Her being killed and Sydney seeing her dead body. If they've been friends for that long, and they are so close that they literally finish each other's sentences. This is Rose McGowan talking of her character. She appeared in the cult film The Doom Generation. She was in Biodome. Anyone seen Biodome? She was in Encino Man. I've never seen any of these movies. Matthew Lillard was in Hackers, Serial Mom, Vanishing Son, If These Walls Could Talk. Encino Man is a great 90s comedy. Huh. Okay. I've never seen it. I've heard of it, but I've never seen it. Encino Man. Skeet Ulrich. Oh, wait. No. Fuck. Biodome is a Pauly Shore film. Oh, Pauly Shore. Huh. Nev Campbell. You mentioned Serial Mom earlier. Well, there you go. Nice. Party of Five. I do remember Nev Campbell in Party of Five. That was also with Matthew Fox and Jennifer Love Hewitt. Her film career is in full force after Scream and Scream 2. Was that her first movies? Is Scream her first movie? She did a romantic comedy, Three to Tango. The Craft. All right. I did see The Craft. Wild Things. I remember that scene for sure. All right. Well, I guess we're winding down here. Did you know caller ID use has increased more than threefold since the original Scream was released in December of 1996? December of 1996. Wow. I definitely didn't see Scream in theaters. I don't think my mom was that. Well, I shouldn't say my mom wouldn't have taken me to see Scream because my mom took me to see A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4 when I was a fucking infant baby. So I shouldn't say that. But I don't think I saw Scream in theaters. I definitely think I saw that on VHS. Or like rented it or whatever. Casey has to answer questions about Halloween and Friday the 13th and discussing Nightmare on Elm Street. Well, yeah, we know that because we saw the movie. The killer calls Casey 6 times before she dies. Wow. That's a good fact to know. All right. There wasn't really a voice changer box. The phone voice was provided by an actor over a real phone to Nev Campbell and Drew Barrymore. To keep tension during the opening scene, she didn't meet the actor until after the shoot. I did know that. Okay. In the opening with Drew, she was able to keep crying and screaming and looking terrified after several takes thanks to Wes Craven. Drew is a huge animal lover, and a few days before shooting, she read about a cat being lit intentionally on fire by a human. Wes kept reminding her of that. Wow! So that's how she was so hysterical? Because I was thinking, every time I watch this movie, I do think that Drew Barrymore is so believable when she's scared in that opening. And it's just because he reminded her about a fucking cat being lit on fire. Well, hey, however you fucking get there, kudos. Because that's amazing. The body of Casey hanging from the tree is a dummy and not Drew Barrymore harnessed up. I knew that. It looks very real, though. Linda Blair, who played Regan in the first 2 Exorcist films, has a cameo as a news reporter. We talked about that. The sheriff is played by Joseph Whipp, the same actor who played a police officer in Nightmare on Elm Street. Oh, shit. Wow. I didn't even catch that. I don't remember him in Nightmare on Elm Street. My 2 favorite horror movies, and look at that. Fuck me sideways, huh? The song playing in the scene wherein Billy is in Sydney's bedroom late at night is Don't Fear the Reaper. I only found that out because I just discovered the YouTube channel Kinda Funny, and I watched them talk about Scream 1, and they mentioned that. So I probably should have known that myself, but hey, fuck it. Alright, what else? When Sydney is going into her house, the killer comes out of the closet the same way Michael Myers comes out of the closet after Bob in Halloween. Oh, so that was a reference to Halloween, him coming out of the closet. Interesting. The janitor of the school is played by Wes Craven, director of Scream. He wears the tattered red and green striped sweater and hat of Freddy Krueger. The villain, yes, we knew that, of course. A poster of Jamie Lee Curtis, who Scream names the Scream Queen for the film Mother's Boys, is shown prominently at the video store. Another film of hers, Trading Places, is mentioned. Huh. Have you guys seen this movie, Mother's Boys? I've never even heard of that. Huh, interesting. Jamie Lee Curtis definitely was the Scream Queen of the late 70s and 80s. She made like a good 5 to 6 horror movies back to back to back. And then I think she finally was like, all right, I don't want to just be known as the horror chick. And so she started to do some different shit. But hey. The sequence when Billy hits Stu with the phone during the finale was unplanned. I did know that. The fake blood was too slippery and caused the phone to slip. It worked in so well they decided to keep filming and keep the act. Yes. When Billy says, "You hit me with the phone, you dick," that's completely improvised and in the moment. I love that. I love shit like that. I always had a thing for you, Sid. Was not actually in this. It was an improv. Wow. So Matthew Lillard added the moment. I always had a thing for you, Sid, which makes sense because he really did have a thing for Neve Campbell, and the lucky bastard got to date her after the fact. Must be nice. The killer makes one final appearance for about 4 or 5 frames just before the credits roll. I noticed that. There is a white flash, and the killer leers towards the screen. Yes. Yes, definitely a way to end the movie with a scare. During the end credits, the text, "No thanks whatsoever to the Santa Rosa City School District Governing Board," appears. This refers to the original site that was supposed to be used for Woodsboro High until the school board deemed the film too violent and expletive for their taste. A community center ended up being the final location. Wow. So fuck this Santa Rosa City School District for pulling out at the last minute. Although I like the location that they had for Woodsboro, so I guess it worked out just fine. I did not know that though. Scary Movie, the original title of Scream, is mentioned 5 times. I did know that the original name of Scream was Scary Movie. I don't know why they changed it to Scream, but I'm glad that they did. Although, like, I know when you say Scary Movie, now you think of the parody movies, but it does make sense. If this movie was called Scary Movie, I could totally see, because it's such a meta title. At the same time, though, I'm glad that they didn't stick with that. Just because, I don't know. Maybe it's a little too meta. 14 scary movies were mentioned throughout Scream. They were The Howling. I've never seen The Howling, so I probably didn't even catch that. Terror Train. Didn't see that. Halloween. Friday the 13th. Carrie. The Exorcist. Psycho. The Evil Dead, Hellraiser, Prom Night, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, A Nightmare on Elm Street, The Silence of the Lambs, The Town That Dreaded Sundown. I've never seen that one, but okay. The Mackenzies live down the street from Laurie in Halloween and Kate. Oh, so when he says drive down to the Mackenzies, that is also in Halloween as the neighbors. Ah, interesting. Okay, that was some cool facts. Alrighty, daddy. Lottie daddy. He likes to party. Alright, guys. Well, I appreciate you joining me for this Scream watch along. I hope you had a blast. I hope you had a good time like I did. We will come back for good night, Shadow Bear. Happy New Year. Thank you, Patrix. thank you to everybody who watched along. I hope you come back for when we do Scream 2, whenever that is, if that's tomorrow or if that's Sunday. It's definitely sooner rather than later. All right, take care. Happy New Year. I will see you next year. All right.